Thank you, voice girl, and welcome to another edition of the Man Space Podcast. Now, this is the voice of Russ, and with me, as always, is my co-host, who I have no insults for, the one and only Big Les.
that's amazing. You know that,
It
right?
is. It
That
is.
is amazing. So just no insults. That's how you're just going to open
No
it today.
insults. Yes,
I don't believe it. I think you should insult me in some kind of way today,
I'll think of
so I
something.
can feel better. Right
I'll think of something.
now,
I have a rant though.
okay.
I do have a rant,
All right.
and I'm very irritated today. I
Mm.
feel violated, Les.
Oh no, not violations.
I went to a grocery store,
Hmm.
and hang on one second, I have to do it. Do you know what grinds my gears, Les?
No, what grinds your gears, Russ?
I went to a grocery store, and
Hmm.
this certain grocery store starts with a P and ends with an X, and you guys can figure out the
Mm.
rest.
Yeah, yeah.
So, over in the bakery section, how they have the little, 2 packs of muffins and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, wife goes by, she looks, and she sees my favorite muffin sitting there, the
Mm,
orange cranberry walnut muffins.
mm,
She
mhm.
picks them up.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, okay, today is going to be a good day. And
okay.
it is. It is a good day. But I get up this morning. I'm gonna open the box. I'm gonna have a little muffin. I'm gonna have some decaf green tea and
Oh,
enjoy my morning, right?
yeah.
Decaf green tea in my muffin, right?
Mhm.
Before I get my workout in.
Yeah,
I open the
and
box, I
yeah.
take a bite of the muffin, and
Uh-huh.
I feel something strange in my mouth.
Oh, no. No, nope, 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 nope. You can keep that
I
story.
pull a long hair out of my mouth.
That's
Oh,
nasty.
no.
Bro,
What?
bro, I'm so
Ah,
disgusted. I
ah,
I spit it out. I
yeah.
threw the box away, so my wife didn't get the other muffin either. So I just threw the box away.
Oh,
I
no.
was done with it. I sat there and kept gargling with my green tea. So I didn't even drink my green tea. I had to gargle with my green tea because I needed the hot water to rinse my mouth.
Hey, you're better than I am. I'm gonna tell you, I've been in the hospital. I would be in the hospital right now to this day.
Bro,
Still.
I still feel like something is back there touching my uvula.
Oh,
I'm just like, what in the world, man?
wait a minute. You be allowed.
Yes, whatever.
Is that is that the throat
Yes,
area?
yes, in the back of your throat.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
yeah, yes,
uvula.
yes.
It almost sounds like ovulation. I'm not sure.
It's not. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh, such a learn. I mean, we should be called the New Age Sesame Street. All the learning
Yes.
things that we have going on here. But
Yes.
don't
Yes.
ask me to spell
Absolutely.
nothing. But we're good.
We won't. We won't. But Man Space Nation, we have a guest that we want to bring on the show today, and we're going to bring a touch of sanity to this episode.
Mm.
We're going to get less on the straight and narrow. Our guest today did something that many have probably tried, few have probably accomplished, but it's pretty amazing as he did a voice narration of the Bible.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, that alone was
Hey,
just
tremendous.
amazing,
Yeah,
right? He's a
absolutely.
passionate follower of Jesus Christ, a gifted narrator, and today he is going to join us. Manspace Nation, please put your hands together for none other than our guest, Mr. Dan Parr. Dan, welcome into the man space. How are you, sir?
Man, I am happy to be here. Although I got to tell you, I don't know if I'm on the right show or not. Uvula, ovulation, what is this? Somebody call my agent.
On their toes. We got to keep people on their toes.
Yeah.
So, welcome into the man space. Right off, we just got to ask, like, what got you to do the narration of the Bible?
You know, I like to say that I've been a reluctant Bible publisher and narrator because if you had talked to me 5 years ago, guys, this was not on my radar. This was nothing that I had planned. This is not even anything I wanted to do, to be honest with you. You know, but God has a funny way of coaxing you and leading you bit by bit and getting you to do small pieces. And then he says, well, how about a little more? How about a little more?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so I just tried to walk in obedience to what I felt he was calling me to. And after 4 years, I had completely rewritten a version of the Bible so that I could narrate it and put it out on Audible and Amazon.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, I always get curious, and I like to ask people this question when they hear, how did you know what you were hearing?
Yeah. No, that's a great question. For me, it usually comes with an instinct or a thought that comes out of left field, and then it gets confirmed some way, either in the word or through something somebody else says that's directly related to what I'm thinking. And so for me, that's typically how it happens. When I started this project, you know, I had toyed with the idea of doing some Bible narration before, just because I'm a voiceover talent anyway and a Christian. So it kind of makes sense to marry the two up. And then, you know, I'm in my life group one Sunday, and the leader asked for somebody to read scripture. Of course, I, you know, volunteer and I do it. And afterwards he says, Dan, every time I ask for a volunteer, I always hope it's going to be you. I love the way God's voice sounds through your, God's word sounds through your voice. And so that was another confirmation, right? So I thought, I'll start off simple. I'll just do the narration on the resurrection of Christ and put it up on my Facebook for friends and family. So I started with that, and then God just kind of led from there. You know, you open the door a little bit and he'll kick it wide open.
Right. So Dan, I've done some voice work in the past, you know, something I really enjoy doing. But can you tell the Man Space Nation just a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to be a voice actor, period? Not just a Bible narrator, but you're a talent, right? So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I grew up in radio. Literally, I was 14 years old when I started working in radio and cataloging and filing records for $3.35 an hour. But it got me in the door. And from there, I started getting on-air gigs and went to other radio stations. And I was in radio for a number of years. And then I found out about this Christian TV station that was opening up across the country. So moved from California to Florida on faith, hoping that they would hire me. Got on with this Christian TV station as an on-air talent. Then they went bankrupt.
God had other plans.
Yeah. So I packed up my car, moved to Tennessee, Nashville, where I'm at now. And I thought, you know what? Radio is fun, but there's not a lot of money in radio, and it's always changing hands with new owners and directors, program directors and formats. And, you know, you can be out on your keister pretty quickly in radio. So I thought, I'm not going to do radio anymore. So I went into business and got into a Fortune 500 company, into a senior leadership position, but at the same time, still had that love of media. So technology had improved where you could start doing recordings at home and they sounded broadcast quality. So my wife, who's also a voiceover talent, had been in radio as well. We started doing voiceovers on the side. You know, we'd put ads on Craigslist when that was the thing, and people started responding. We built up a clientele, so we were both working and had a side hustle doing voiceovers on the side.
Nice.
Did that for a number of years, and then my Fortune 500 job came to an end. They,
Mm.
they yeah, it was downsizing, so I got cut after like 17 years with them, and I just kind of went to God. Okay, now what? you know,
Mhm.
it wasn't a surprise to him. I knew he was sovereign and in control,
Mm.
so I just leaned into him and thought, "What do you want me to do now?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, you got that Bible narration you started. How about you do that a little bit more?"
Mm.
So
Yeah.
started working on that a lot more
Mhm.
diligently, and finally got it done.
Wow.
Awesome.
Now, did you meet your wife in the field, or or you met her outside of that and just happened to, hey, let's marry our talents and let's both do this?
Yeah, so I had left my TV station in Florida because they went bankrupt, and
Hmm.
they got bought out after they went bankrupt, basically, and another company in Nashville called Gaylord purchased them, and they moved
Yeah.
operations. And I thought, well, if I'm ever going to get on with that station, I better be in Nashville. So came to
Mhm.
Nashville. The only job I could find was in a call center. So I went from being
Mhm.
on TV to being in a call center. You talk about a little humble
Wow.
pie.
Yeah.
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 So I'm at this call center. Absolutely hate it, guys.
Mhm.
It
Mm.
was terrible. However, a beautiful young lady starts working there.
Mhm.
We start talking. I find out she also has a background in radio.
Mhm.
And from the thing I hated the most in my life, this job in the call center, came the best gift of my life, my wife.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, I was there for a number of years and met her, and we eventually fell in love and got married.
Awesome. Well,
That's awesome.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Something good came out of that call center. See? That-
It's just a lesson. No matter how
yeah.
bad the situation you think you're in is,
Yeah. Yeah.
God still
Mhm.
has a purpose for it.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
right. That
Learning
that is
lessons.
absolutely, that is 100% true, because
Yeah.
I think for all three of us, you look at the twists and turns of where you probably started from
Yeah,
to
man.
where you
Yeah.
ended up. God had a plan for you to get to where
Mhm.
you are. And
Exactly.
at this point, you're still here, you're still happy, you're still thriving, and yeah, the plan is still in progress. So
Yeah. As a friend always told me, he's like, you have God's hand in your back.
Yeah,
Don't fight against it. Go with it.
yeah,
You know, God got you right where you need to be. You
that's
know,
good.
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
so what? We're both kind
I'm
of
like,
like
so
we're kind of
we're like,
lost into that
so
one. I'm still in that. God's still pointing me in the right direction. He's not done with me yet. But anyway. So, what other works do you have? You know, I know you said you did some radio, but outside of the Bible work, are you doing any voiceover projects now? Video games, commercials, things like that.
Yeah, I'd love to be doing all that stuff, right? Because that pays a lot better. Voiceover is a very, very competitive field, and
Extremely.
Yes.
a lot of the work we do has been like e-learnings and messaging on holds for
Yeah.
businesses. And guess what? AI has come in and
Killed it.
taken a lot of that work.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the voiceover market is not anything like it used to be even, just 3
Mhm.
years ago.
Mhm.
So we still do some voiceover work, but really right now, I'm focused on being God's ambassador for His Word
Yeah.
and getting the word out there about the Bible. And I'm working on some other stuff as well.
Mhm.
Uh, I've got a devotional coming out early next
Mm.
year. It's going to be called A
Okay.
Dad's Words to Gen Z,
Oh,
Okay.
walking through the
nice.
Bible in a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 365 devotionals that I put
Oh,
together.
very nice.
And then as of this past week, I've launched an internet radio station where it's
Oh,
just
wow.
it's just the Bible 24 hours a day. So I'm working
Yeah.
on getting all that set up and running.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I did that for a little while. I worked as the engineer on the back end for an internet radio station, and it was pretty much talk radio, and then it's like, well, we don't have enough shows to fill, content all the way around, and so I found other ways to fill time slots, and I'd get music here and there, and then I started realizing, hey, the FCC is going to start coming after me for playing this music.
Yeah.
We need to back away from this, but yeah, we got a quick game for you, just for the Manspace Nation to get to know you a little bit better. And this game is called Lightning Round. Les, do I have the sound effect?
You
I do
do.
have the sound effect.
You
I
do.
do have the sound effect.
Lightning round.
Sounds a little Kentucky Derby-ish, though.
So Les is going to ask you a question. You're going to have 60 seconds. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind. So I am going to put some time on the clock here. And once you guys are ready, Les, you can start with the first question.
Will do. Dan,
And-
you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Dan, what's your favorite book?
The Bible.
Early bird or night owl?
Whew. I would say more of a night owl these days.
Okay. Driving or flying?
Oh, driving.
Favorite actor or actress?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. Loved Val Kilmer. He recently passed away. Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg, so many guys out there. Morgan Freeman, love him. James Earl Jones recently passed away. So many.
Oh, man. Okay. Favorite snack food?
Whew, that is a good one. Can pizza be considered a snack food?
It could be whatever you
for it.
want. Breakfast, whatever you want. And now, first job.
Cataloging and filing records at a radio station.
Yep. Favorite childhood cartoon?
Oh, Speed Racer, without a doubt.
Nice. First things you would buy if you won the lottery?
I don't know. Maserati? Who knows?
All right. Favorite city other than the city you're in?
Maybe Santa Barbara, California.
Oh, beautiful place. One word that describes you today.
Determined.
Dream.
All right.
Well, you got to ask some dream vacation now.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Dream
It
vacation.
was coming out.
Dream vacation?
Yeah.
Australia.
Australia.
All right.
There you
Nice. Very nice. Hey, but Manspace Nation, we got to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with a little bit more of the Manspace podcast. Fellas, we need to talk. No, not that talk. The other one, about your face. You've been walking around looking like a mountain man who lost a fight with a lawnmower. Lucky for you, we got what you need. Manscaped has got your back and your beard. Introducing the Handyman, the ultimate compact face shaver that's smoother than your pickup lines after 2 martinis. No more patchy beards, no more awkward stubble, just a clean, confident, I woke up like this kind of look. Except you didn't. You used the Handyman. And the best part, we're saving your face and your wallet. Get 20% off and free shipping when you use our code TMSP20 at checkout. So go on, tidy up that mug. Your future self and your future selfies will thank you. Get Manscaped, because smooth operators use the Handyman. You're welcome. We are back with the Manspace Podcast with our special guest, Mr. Dan Parr. Once again, thank you for being part of the show, but I do want to get a little bit more into our topic today and talk a little bit more about faith on this episode.
Yeah.
So, in today's modern era, uh, people seem to be not as religious as they're spiritual, whereas they have their beliefs, but they're not as religious as they had been in the past. You don't see people going to church every week anymore. You don't see people praying as much as they used to. They're not fasting. They're not studying the word.
Mhm.
In your opinion, what is driving that shift? And do you feel that technology is part of that change?
One of the things I think is interesting is that while we see church membership decline here in the US, other places that aren't as well developed or as well
Mhm.
funded as we are, the gospel is thriving, right?
Mm,
And I think we have become so self-sufficient that we don't think we need God, which is a real danger
mm,
for us, right?
right.
Most of us aren't going to bed hungry at night.
Yeah.
So we think, I've got this going pretty good. Don't really need God. So I think one of the things that's happened is that we have become so wealthy as a nation that we don't really think we need God as much.
Mm.
Mm,
I think a lot of times when we step out of alignment, that's where, we talked about God's plan. God has a plan for you. God had a plan for us to do this show. He knew who I needed to work with. That's why, when I looked at my list, I wrote down 3 names of people to work with. I called Les first. He was the 3rd name on the list, but he was the first person I called and ran from there. So, you know, everything happens when you keep your things in alignment.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's just it's tough to see the changes in the church. And one of the things that I like to do, I ask a lot of pastors this because with my day job, I work as a sales engineer, and I get to go to a lot of different businesses and a lot of times different churches, and I talk to them about, why is your church way out in the middle of nowhere in comparison to
mm,
being involved in the neighborhoods? 'Cause one of the things that I saw when I would go back to my parents' old neighborhood is like all the churches were in walking distance of where everybody lived.
yeah, yeah.
Now
Mhm.
the churches are nowhere near where people live anymore. You can't walk to church anymore. You can barely walk to a grocery store these days, but you can't let
True.
alone,
Yeah.
walk to church anymore. And I think that's made a huge difference in all of this.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a very much focused on our cars, right? I mean, how
Yeah,
often do you go anywhere except by car?
yeah,
true.
Yeah. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And with all this technology, you know, around us now, cell phones, tablets, AI, the information that you want and you need is like right there at the fingertips with everything now.
Yeah.
How would you think churches could stay involved without compromising their core beliefs and values?
Mm,
The thing is we've got to be centered on the word. When we get off
Mhm,
base from the word, everything else falls out of balance.
mhm,
Christ told us, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all these things shall be added unto you. What he's saying there is that when you look to him first and foremost, everything else in life starts to fall into balance. When you start focusing on too heavy on one way or another and take your eyes off of Christ, things go out of whack. It's
yeah,
the world
mhm,
is not designed to live like that. You got to have Christ as your foundation and keep your eyes focused on him. And then, whatever it is, technology can be good or bad, but if you keep your eyes on Christ, he's going to continue to lead and guide you into the things that you should be doing and the technology you should be using, right? And what you need to stay away from. So
yeah,
I'm a simple guy, right? Keep the first thing
mhm,
first and everything else will fall in.
mm.
absolutely.
Awesome.
There's so many things that are happening, in today's climate, and there's so many different social issues. We talk about inequality. There's so many mental health issues.
Yeah.
People that fight with climate change and whether or not that's real or not. Do you feel that faith leaders should get involved in trying to help change some of these things and bring more awareness to them?
I would say there's no one patent answer for everyone, right? God has made us all unique. I have some friends that are very politically minded. I'm a little politically minded, but nowhere near where they are. And
Yeah,
yet we can still be friends, right? Even if we
Yeah.
don't agree all the
yeah, of
time,
course.
because God has wired different people different
Mhm.
ways. So if he's wired you to be that way, lean into it, man, and just do
Yeah,
as you feel led and make sure that you're in accordance with the spirit, as affirmed by the word and by others as well
mhm,
that you're in community with. So I can't give you a patent answer saying, yes, they all should do that. I think it's
mhm.
just how God has wired us. If that's your bend, then go for it.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
for someone like me, I'm probably not going to be that way just because he's given us each a different focus.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So with that, Dan, what would your advice be to someone who's struggling to reconcile their faith with today's modern science, the politics,
Mm,
and cultural movements? We just spoke a little bit about politics because everybody's got their own shelf and their levels, right? But
mhm.
what can you do to reconcile that faith?
One of the first things I think we got to do is just get back to the word. And it's so
Yeah.
important. If you spend, 10 minutes a day in the word, you can complete the Bible in a year, if you study it
Mhm.
every day. And there's so many rabbit holes that I get tempted to chase down. It's like I should be doing this, I should be looking at that. When really what I need to do is just keep my focus on Christ. And so,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be evasive with my answers, but I think it's just so fundamental.
Yeah,
I think it's just
yeah.
so fundamental to
Right.
life. It's
Mhm.
just being
Mhm.
in the word and then letting the spirit direct you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How would you get someone who's not experienced with the Bible? How would you get somebody to try to get into it, right? Because we know the King James version is not an easy read whatsoever. I mean, I tried. I remember picking that up as a kid, and then just like, oh my gosh, what? And I would sleep before the seventh
Yeah.
day. But,
Yeah, your
but
your
yeah,
story is not uncommon, right? And that's one
hmm
of the reasons why this version exists, the easy to understand red version. Um,
hmm
I wanted to lower the entry point for people to where they
yeah,
could pick this up and say, "Oh, I get that." It's in the
Mhm.
hmm
language of the 2020s, the stuff we're using
yeah,
now. This makes sense to me. One of the reviews that I've got on Audible, this lady said she grew up in the church with King James version, never
hmm
really got anything out of it. All the these, the
yeah,
thous, the farthings, the mites,
yes,
just didn't
Mhm.
register. She happened to read the book of John that I've got out, and she says, now it makes sense.
Mhm.
So I think just find a translation that speaks to you.
yeah,
And there's plenty of them out there. I've got one, but there's a dozen others out there as well. Just
Mhm.
try a few
yeah,
different ones and see what clicks. And
hmm
I suggest starting in the Gospels. So either
hmm
Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. And
hmm
you don't have to spend an hour a day, spend 5 minutes a day. Ask
yeah.
God to give you a heart for his word, and he'll do that. Just saying, God, this is a tough read, man. I'm going to need your help. And he'll do
Yeah,
Yeah.
it.
yeah. Yeah,
There's
I
nothing
think a
wrong.
lot of times it's relatability, right?
Yeah.
Even when it comes down to going to a church, when you sit down in that church and you listen to a pastor speak, and if he's not relating to you, then you probably need to find a different church
Yeah.
home for you because that may not be the right fit for you and what you need at that given time. And same thing with, as you were saying, find a version that works for you.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's what a lot of people, they need to do that. Just going to the
mhm,
church and hearing somebody who will say words that you can't understand and you can't get the meaning to means nothing. You need to
right,
be someplace that you feel comfortable, one, and two,
right.
you understand what is going on around you,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
So
it's all about getting fed, right? You
that's
wanna
it.
go in there and you wanna be fed when you're hearing it and being able to take that and being able to apply it
That's
is
right.
the main thing, right?
Right.
I want my loaves of bread and fish. I need that.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't get to the point where though you're only expecting that to happen on Sundays from your pastor, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
He points us in the direction, but we've got to take up our cross and do the heavy lifting ourselves and get into the word ourselves because you can't just
Yeah,
survive on one meal a week.
yeah,
Absolutely.
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 So, one big one here is what does the word of God mean directly to you?
Yeah, so that's a great question. It is
Mhm.
the foundation of my life.
Mhm,
I've come to really love the Word of God. Psalm
Mhm.
119 talks about for 150 verses or something like that,
mhm,
just how great the Word of God is, and it's so I mean, it's the Bible in general, I think, is the greatest piece of literature ever written. It stands miles above everything else that's out there. I believe it when it says in Hebrews that it's alive, active, and sharper than a two-edged sword. It's different than any other book that's been written because I believe
mhm,
God has infused his spirit in the word. And that when you read the word, you're having a conversation with Jesus, right? It says, Jesus
mhm,
was the word, Jesus is God. So if you want to hear from God, get into the word. And, it's
mhm,
not like instantly you hear from God, but as you start to develop that faith muscle and
Yeah.
start
yeah,
that discipline of getting into the word, God sees your seriousness and your commitment, and he honors that, right? And
mhm,
you begin to hear him speak to you through the word. We were talking
Right.
about the Gospel of John just recently with a friend, and
mhm,
you know, John, you can read it at a surface level and get stuff out of it, but I think you could probably spend the rest of your life reading the Gospel of John and still get new stuff out of it every time you go through it, right? It's just
yeah,
written on so many different levels. So, if people say the Bible is stale, well, start praying to God that he would give you a love for his word and
mhm,
just stay with it. It's hard go. You get to books like
yeah,
Leviticus and Numbers, and that's a tough go,
right,
man.
right,
But
yeah,
he has a
absolutely.
good desire, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
we've I'm sure everybody's had their tough goes at things. This shouldn't be anything, different than that. Go
Right.
get it. Go get it.
right, right.
Well, listen,
Let
Dan.
me
Oh, go ahead.
before
Go
you
ahead.
do that, let me ask you. So, have you thought about, or are you doing like an online, Bible study or something like that as well? Have you thought about that one?
I have thought about that. I
Mhm.
haven't got there yet just because I've got so many other things going on, including
Gotcha, gotcha.
starting the radio station, and I thought about even
Mhm.
putting the Bible on, like, Spotify so people could hear it that way just to get it out
Yeah.
there.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, I've toyed around with that idea. I think once maybe I get done with the Gen Z Devo, we'll
Mhm.
look into it further.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, Dan, it has been great having you on the show. But before you go here, um, would we would like to know how people can contact you and follow you, and get more information about your work and stuff like that. So you put all your social handles out there, and
Yeah,
And
everything.
also your online radio station as well.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah. So everything I've done is on Audible and Amazon. So if you just type in Dan Parr Bible, you'll see everything there. People want to
Mhm.
connect with me personally, go to LinkedIn, Dan Parr Bible. You'll find me there as well. The Bible radio station, it's just going to be called The Bible. And so if you go
Mm.
Oh,
to your
wow.
favorite
Okay.
internet radio station player, type in The Bible.
Mhm.
Eventually, more platforms will host it. It's still pretty
Mhm.
new, but I
Mhm.
think over the next couple of weeks, more platforms will be picking it up. And, you can always go to Facebook as well. If you type in EUR Bible, Dan Parr. You'll probably find me there as well.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. Look, one question that we didn't ask, how long did it take you to actually do the narration?
Yeah.
So it's the whole project is 4 years, and I did it kind of
Mhm.
book by book as I had time and availability.
Yeah.
So 4 years for the entire project, and the narration
Wow.
itself all finally edited down and complete. The whole thing is 61 hours. So you figure
Wow.
probably
Yeah.
at least 4 hours of editing and recording and mastering for every hour of audio. So that gives you a
Wow.
little bit of an idea of the investment of time it took.
Yes, that is no lie.
Yeah.
4 hours for every hour you can record.
Yeah.
4
Very
hours of
true.
editing. Yeah.
Very true. Yes.
Oh my God.
I know that just from this podcast alone.
Yeah. Me no miss those days. Me no miss those days.
Right.
Oh my
Well,
God.
Dan, we definitely appreciate having you on. We wish you much success with the online radio
Absolutely.
station and everything.
Absolutely.
Manspace Nation, make sure you go and check out his work. Make sure you and go listen to the Bible. You guys need it. We all need it.
We all need it
Less.
the most.
You told me not to insult. You need an insult, less. You need
Don't
it.
do it. You see, it's too late, man. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late.
All right.
Don't do it. I insulted myself already.
Yes, you did. So, Manspace Nation, we'll be back with a little bit more of the Manspace podcast. As we do each week, we like to close the show with just a little bit of inspiration. The word of the week is inspiration. Inspiration is a spark. It's a quiet reminder that there is more to life than routine and comfort. What inspires me are the people who refuse to give up, the ones that keep going when things get hard, who rise after falling, who believe in something bigger than their fear. I'm inspired by small acts of courage, a kind word when it's easier to stay silent, a fresh start after disappointment, a dream chased against all odds. These moments remind me that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers, try again. I'm also inspired by growth. The way a seed breaks through soil, how the sun rises after the darkest night, how people reinvent themselves over and over and over again. It's the proof that we're all capable of more than what we can imagine. Inspiration isn't something we wait for. It's something we notice, nurture, and share. So Manspace Nation, look around in your struggles, your progress, and your connections. The world is full of reasons to keep moving forward. Let what inspires you guide you, not just today, but every day. Until next time.
Man, I swear. I got goosebumps, man. Oh my God. You just give me such inspiration and motivation sometimes.
Well, I hope that our guest today, Dan Parr, inspired some people to actually get themselves into the church and listen to the
Absolutely.
Bible, read the Bible, get into their word, start studying the word, find what works for them, and get into alignment.
Yeah, man. I think alignment is important. I need alignment right now too for my life.
Yeah, you've been out of line for a long time.
Man, I've been crashing into the wall most of my life. It's time to get myself together.
Yes, yeah, it is. But you know what you can do on Monday nights, Les?
What can I do?
On Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, you can listen to this episode and every episode of the Manspace Podcast 2 days early before it gets released to everybody else on WTMSTV.com at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch the latest episodes of the Manspace podcast. And then on Thursday nights, Les,
Rolling back.
you can
Throwbacks.
Throwback Thursdays. You can catch back to back episodes of the Manspace podcast on Thursdays on WTMSTV.com.
Yes, sir.
Now, Les, once
Yes,
again,
sir.
we want to thank our special guest, Mr. Dan Parr. Make sure you check him out on his website.
That's
Dan
right.
Parr Bible. Yes.
That's right.
And
If you enjoyed the show, go listen. Go find
yeah,
them.
make sure.
Follow them. Do what we need to
Follow
do.
him. Yeah. And on that note, Les,
We out of here.
thank you for listening to this episode of The Manspace.
Whichever platform you listen to us on, make sure you subscribe and don't miss a show.
Remember to keep up with all the Manspace updates on our website, themanspacepodcast.com.
And you can follow us on Instagram at ManspaceNat1.
Until next time, Manspace Nation, he's Les, I am Russ, and we are
Out of here.
Real life Peter Griffin here. You know what really grinds my gears?